What's up, guys? We're here, Archeworld. Let's talk about the dividend. This is a special benefit for land NFT holders that not many people know about. It's amazing. It's free money, essentially, right? So every single month, the game company, XL Games, is going to share their profits that they make off of renting their land to us land NFT holders. That's a cool thing. So, for those that don't know, the very basic term, a dividend just means a payout that happens for a company, and it generally happens every quarter in stocks. But in this game, it's happening every month, every 30 days. Let's go take a look at what has happened in the past on the Asian server, because it is going to be a little bit different, I think, for the American server now, because we have Asia server, we have America server, and we have America server number 2. So what happened before is the Asian server was everyone got a share of XL Games rents. Whereas now we don't know if every NFT is going to get a share of every server's rents, or if it's only going to be your specific region, meaning the Asian NFTs potentially get the share of the Asian server's land XL Game owned. I know it's a little confusing, and we'll know more information in a couple of days when they actually give us the information, XL Games that is. So right now it's speculation on this, but we have some proof to back this up, right? So let's go into what happened last month so you can kind of get an idea of how much free money you might get. All right. So in Discord, they gave us the announcement because this is where all the big information comes, is Discord. So go sign up on the official Discord if you haven't already. March dividend standards and airdrops. So it says, regarding the system law dividend on March, we would like to notify you with the detailed standards and airdrop schedule. Dividend payout wallet address. This is very important. This is where we're going to go show you information that kind of leads us to think that the American servers are going to be separate from the Asian servers, okay? We'll get back to this in a little bit, but let's keep reading the announcement. So there's the wallet address. This is where all the dividend money goes. And the accumulated dividend on March was 127,852 BSLT. So this is the total amount of profit sharing money that they're going to give out to all of the land NFT holders. And so it says it's based on the balance by March 31st. A holder snapshot was taken on March 31st. A snapshot, for those that are new, is simply a picture of ownership. So that's the cutoff date that tells you, okay, anyone that owned this NFT on this date or before is going to be eligible for this, right? So you have to have owned it on that date right there. So if you owned it on March 31st, during that window when they took that snapshot, there you go. You could then sell it on, the first of the next month, and yeah, you're good. If you sold it on March 30th, the day before, you don't get the dividend. It's whoever is the owner on March 31st at that exact moment when they take the picture, right? So they take the picture, and whoever owns it at that time gets the money. So then they said the airdrop was given out on April 6th around 2300 UTC. So it says, please refer to the table below to find out the dividend amount and based on how big of a land you are. So if you had a standard land, you got 12.77. If you had a medium, you got 28.29. If you got a large, you got 60.24. If you got an extra large, you got 100.40. And if you got a mega, you got 456.38 BSLT. So crazy big numbers, it looks like, right? Well, this is the largest dividend that they'd ever given out yet. And they've given out one every single month in the Asian server. So don't expect the dividend to be this high for the North America server, because there's a couple things. There's more landowners in the North America server, which means you have to share the dividend with more people. And there's also more land available right now in the server, like more land slots still available in the server. The server isn't old and matured where every single land plot is taken. In the Asian server, literally every single land plot is taken. They said it was like 99% all rented out. And pretty much the only land plots that were not rented out were like the mega land plots. So on the American server, you can still run around and you can still actually find open land spots, which means the game is not completely filled up yet. People haven't rented every single land plot. So our dividend for the American server will definitely be a lot lower than this. All right, so now let's talk about how I think this is going to affect America, and it all happens because of the dividend wallet, right? So last month they said they had 127,000 BSLT. If we go to the wallet, we go over to Boroscope, and we plug in the wallet, and we search for the account, we can see the transactions, and we can see, more importantly, how much BSLT the wallet has to give out to the landholders. So currently, right now, we are at 108,000 BSLT. And it is the 29th of the month. So it's April 29th right now, which means that the amount of BSLT that has been earned for this month, for April, is 20,000 less than last month. And so it being less doesn't make sense if there's more XL Games land plots in the entire universe. And what I mean is that this was just the Asian rents from last month. Last month alone, just with the Asian server, there was 127,000 BSLT earned for the rental income. Well, now they opened up 2 new servers, 2 American servers, and there is a lot of XL Games land plots that are available. The rent prices do go up and go down a little bit, so the amount that can be earned by XL Games could be lower, could be higher, but it should not be that much less than what it was at least last month. Like the Asian server is still full, right? You cannot go around and you cannot rent land freely in the Asian server. There's just not land available. The land is all filled up. And maybe some people didn't pay their rents. Maybe there's a couple plots that open up, but the server is not a ghost town, okay? So that means the amount that they should be getting should be very comparable to 127,000 BSLT. And you can see it's at 108,000 BSLT. So it's comparable. It went down a little bit. Maybe the rent prices went down some. Maybe a couple people didn't pay their rent, etc., right? But what happened to all of the American land and all of the American XL Games plots? Like, I personally have rented several XL Games plots in America. And if all those plots and all that land got thrown into the same account, this number should be a lot bigger. So this leads me to believe that the theory is that the Asian server and the Asian land dividends will be separate than the American server and the American server dividends. Because once again, this number should be bigger than 127,000 if they were all combined together. So my thought is we're going to have our own separate pool. And my guess is that we're going to have all the pool together. So it means server 1 and server 2 will most likely share the same rental pool and get paid out the same. So that is my guess, is that everyone from server 1 and server 2 are going to be sharing the dividend together. So we'll see how this plays out, and we'll update this video. Well, not update this video, but we'll do an updated video in the future when the airdrop happens. But the snapshot should be happening on the end of the month, which I believe, let's see, is it the 30th? Yep, so it's the 30th of April. There is 30 days in this month. So the snapshot will get taken around there at the end of the month. And then the payout will happen roughly around May 6th, give or take. And we'll know all the full information at that time. I am excited, but again, don't expect this big of a payout. We can look at actually past history. So we go back further, and we can see some payouts from earlier in the server's life. So let's go here. This is a payout from January. If we go to January, we can see the payout. This is probably more appropriate for where we are in the server's life right now. This kind of a payout is probably what we should be expecting roughly. Standards are going to get about 6 BSLT. Mediums will get around 12 BSLT. Large will get around 23 BSLT. Extra large will get around 38 BSLT. And mega will get around probably 176. That's about my guess for how much of the dividend that we'll probably be getting in the first month here. It's anybody's guess, though. Honestly, no one knows. No one knows exactly how many plots have been rented, how much we're going to get. But just by seeing, right, you can see that most of the land is starting to get filled up, that a lot of plots are starting to get rented and starting to get used. So that bodes really well. As more and more of the world fills up, you're going to get a bigger and bigger dividend every single month. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Hopefully this helped you guys and it didn't confuse you. I'm sorry, it's a little confusing. I wasn't the greatest in this video, but, we'll do better next time. It is a very, very complex system because we don't know all the details about it. XL Games has not told us all the details, so we have to do some guesses and some speculations on this stuff. But the gist of it, the long and short is, we get free money and be happy to hold the land NFTs. Not only are they profitable to use in game or to rent, but we get some free dividends as well. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll talk to you later.